Jen, hold that thought. I'm going to finish this pretty pointed text message to my husband that just is going to have tone through the whole thing because that's how it's been for the last 7 days.
May I congratulate you guys on your fighting because it feels different right now.
That's because you're here.
Oh.
If you weren't here, we would be doing it through the house at loud volume. By the way, did you guys notice when you came in that my neighbor parked his car?
I did.
And did you want to put a note on it? I don't know if you did, but that's what I thought.
I said, so that he could hear, I go, oh, I don't think Kristin's back, or else maybe she had to park on the street. Because he was blocking your side of the driveway.
I know. It's all happening. Guys.
Douchebag.
Guys, we are here at the #IMOMSOHARD podcast. It's a beautiful day outside.
Oops. I just hit the microphone with a white claw because
that's the day we're having.
I hit it again. Where am I supposed to put my drink?
This is new for Jen. She's not used to drinking out of a can.
We've got these blankets down, these moving blankets, because Kristin has a side hustle. But
it's
I don't know
literally
where to put
why
it.
We have to podcast because I make no money in the other hustle. It's literally the most... It's the most financially bankrupt hustle. If I was a hooker, I would literally owe money.
Yeah, you would.
I would. I'd be like, I'm not doing that. All I would do is just be like, can you go finish out the landscaping in the back? I mean, what are we here for?
You don't understand how this works. Yeah.
I did something for you. Now you do something for me. And I didn't do anything for you because to me, I'm just role-playing marriage. Welcome, join us, find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram,
the
Twitter,
tweets.
and the TikTok.
The TikTok, not yet.
In descending order of regularity.
Although you're on Twitter a lot, you do a good job with.
I like Twitter because it's a verbal sort of medium, and you are good at Instagram. It is, yeah. What?
Well. That leads us to our topic today.
Well, Kristin's really good at pictures. She can take a picture and it's worth 1,000 words. Very good. I'm not. I take a picture and people are like, what's this of?
I will say, sometimes I'll ask Jen, I'll say, hey, can you just send me a picture so I can put something on Instagram? And she'll send me a picture and I'll go, I'm going to look through my files real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look.
This is a leave I thought was interesting. And...
But then you do great on Instagram. You do great. Every now and then you'll have like those humdingers, but you're always consistent. But like, the cheese stick in the top of the champagne was a big win.
Oh. Yeah,
Delilah and her new glasses. That's a layup. That's going to be the easiest thing we can post from now on.
I can't handle that girl in her glasses. It's too cute.
It's so cute. And I didn't realize the number of kids out there that have to... wear a patch or glasses. Will you explain again how the glasses work? I find them so fascinating.
Okay, so she has one eye that's lazy. We weren't totally surprised.
Let's use a different word.
Unmotivated. Yes.
Less inspired. Lazy.
She has an eye like her mother. So it goes in, and she kept telling me, like, when I stare at something, I see double. And I'm like, well, everybody does that. Your eyes, like... you look too close at something, your eyes, We're also on screens all the time because of everything, yes.
so who
I
knows
thought it
what
was
the
like
heck
fatigue for her eyes. And then she kept mentioning it, so I'm like, well, what do we got this, what do I pay this extra $11 a month for this eye insurance for? Let's go take you to the eye doctor. And they said one of her eyes is trying really hard, so we have to do additional tests to see why that is, because that's usually a sign of that. So basically it's like her glasses have these... blurry, regular, like stripes. So she has to like find.
That's so interesting.
Makes the eye work.
Literally is like a little tiny mini eyeball weight.
Yes.
It's makes it to the left, to the right, to the left.
Yes.
To the right.
And she says, she's like, it makes her eyes tired. And I'm like, it'll get better. But if that doesn't work, she has to wear a patch, which my husband did. So that's why we weren't surprised. And he still, I don't know how much it corrected it because he has a couple scotches. And I'm like, who are you even talking to right now, Brett? I can't. There's one eye that's like off and looking at the corner of the ceiling.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I'm having a conversation with two people.
There's men that find that really attractive in women, a crossed eye.
Well, what is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. I can't focus. I've just had one of those days. It's just been one of those weeks
Well, neither can my daughter, and they should fix it. But anyways, so she'll have to wear a patch if the glasses don't work. So...
Well, you know what? We all have. I know this is not your favorite story, but I do like and think often of the word shibui, which
Oh, your flaw that makes you beautiful?
the flaw that makes you beautiful.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea that like there's something in all of us that, and I think that is with children. Like when you have kids, you look at them and you're like, God, you're the most beautiful thing. And if you're a mother and you have not gone back and looked at pictures and been like, oof, a couple times, just being like, I remember thinking they looked so perfect in this
Yeah.
picture. And then you're like, why is their head flat on one
Oh,
side?
Delilah had one eye that was always looking at her nose, and it kind of like shifted. Like I went through the pictures.
Oh,
to
they always
see.
do. They're like googly
Yeah.
eyes. They're like,
And it makes babies more adorable, like these big round faces and like.
We're meant to love them.
I know.
We love them with their flaws, and you see past them, and that's what we should be doing for everybody, as far as I'm concerned.
100%. Well, we do have a topic to talk about, you guys, but I just have to tell a mother-in-law story.
Okay, here we
that
go.
Should
we make her the mom box? the hot flash.
Our
Just
hot
kidding.
flash
Is
is
mother-in-law.
my mother-in-law for this compliment insult she gave me. Hot flash, hot flash. Hot flash. She's lovely. And critical sometimes. So she said to me, she goes, I like your tooth because I have one real snaggle tooth that's crooked. And I was like, you do? She goes, yeah, it's your shibui. And I said, I don't know what that is. And she said, it's your flaw that makes you beautiful. That's what, like, the Japanese.
I like to refer to those comments as a Terry two-step.
Yep.
Terry comes in, and the first ramp up, you're like, this is a really nice compliment, and very quickly she'll guide right or guide left,
And then
just
you
to
think
literally
about it
dodge the completion of the compliment.
Then when they walk away, then you're like, wait, that can go.
Yeah, that can
could
go.
also mean.
She's like, Kristin, you're so pretty. And I think to myself, that is where she could stop.
talking. Just stop talking
but
right
then
there.
she says, when you try a little bit,
Oh,
when you just give a little bit of an effort.
Oh, there's multiple
Your
layers in
hair,
that one,
is
Kristin.
that how you're wearing it now? Because
Oh,
I just think it, you know what? It frames your face nicely when you wash it.
I don't know if let me finish this story about
Sorry.
the shibui because I do have another pantyhose story. You guys, I am not high today, but
We're not.
I'm really going off the rails. But okay, so oh yeah, I do actually have cannabis blueberries next to me just in case.
We're not going to talk about those yet or do those yet, but we're going to do those on a podcast because then I'll chill out.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that I have trouble sleeping, and this feels like I don't even know if there's stuff in there that gets you high, but it
I
does have.
believe there is.
Well, we'll see.
Here's the thing. Don't eat them like they're a snack.
Well, they say chocolate covered, so
I
that's
know.
a big
That's
mistake.
a
I'm going to have
big
to hide those
mistake.
from my husband, or
You
I'm
can
like,
chocolate cover anything and I'll eat it.
so my mother-in-law said, at your shibui, which is beautiful. Like the French, they never get rid of like chipped things. Like,
No, I love it.
They keep them forever because it makes it more interesting and unique. So I was like, if you're looking at me and that's the only flaw that you see, that's a compliment.
Do you think if I was in a bathing suit and she saw my cellulite, she would be like, that's your shibui?
your shibui.
And she'd be like, that's a shibui. I have so many shibuis. I'm just a buoy. I'm literally a shibui. That should be my nickname. Because that's fine by me. And I like scars and crooked teeth. And like, I like anything that makes somebody look like a human being.
Well, good news is I forgot what I was going to say about
No,
pantyhose.
I'm sorry. You were going to say something. You had another story about
No, I don't
about
remember.
shibui. And also, when was the last time you wore pantyhose?
That's what the story was about.
Oh God! Circa back to 1997, y'all.
Do you ever have a memory where you remember the thing that happened but cannot contextualize it? Like you don't remember where it happened?
1 million things.
Okay, so this honestly, I'm like, this could have been a past life or a dream or actually happened. But I seem to recall like sitting down with somebody from work and she was looking at my legs that I didn't have pantyhose on, and I, was in a sales job.
You have great legs. Jen has great legs.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
say.
I'm going to lead with, I probably had a tan that I got in an unhealthy way.
But you have nice skin on your legs. You have nice looking legs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here's me saying weird shit that Jen usually says.
And then I have hair on them. That's my shibui. Okay, that's my leg shibui.
But what's your shibui? What did she say about your legs? They looked like they were.
She was looking at my legs, and I remember it being somebody that I really didn't like from work, and she was looking at them weird. And then she said to me, you know, it's more professional to wear pantyhose. And I go, I knew you were going to say that. I could see you looking at my legs, and I go, you know what? They don't wear them anymore.
Oh, man. If that doesn't lead us into our topic, I don't know what will.
You don't need other people's opinions.
We're going to talk about ear piercing.
Yep, we are.
We're going to talk about ear piercing, you guys. And
we're going to talk about other things that might pierce your ears.
And you're going to think, well, that's a weird subject to talk about.
How benign.
How benign
yeah.
and simple that conversation can be. And what I want to talk about is how awesome it was when we got our ears pierced. How old were you when you got your ears pierced?
7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember it?
I 1000% remember it. We went to Claire's. We were living in St. Louis, and I picked out these little stars.
Oh yes, I know the stars.
Had
yep.
a little rhinestone,
little
in
tiny,
them.
tiny diamond in the middle.
Yeah, not diamond. Rhinestone.
But I know because they were
my parents were like, "I am not spending $35 on these. You can have the $7 ones or whatever." Yeah. So I got those, and then my mom let me pick out another pair.
My follow-up
pair, which were little gold tennis rackets, which I loved. And this is how neurotic I've always been. I got them, and they used to say like you got to wait 5 weeks with the studs.
Yes,
in?
when we were younger, it was like 5 to 6 weeks, which I actually think is a good thing.
Yeah.
But now they're saying as little as 3 weeks. So we're gonna split the difference and go 4 weeks when I tell you that later. But
so I got mine pierced. It was like a magical moment, and I like. Probably 3 weeks later, I had a dance recital, and you weren't allowed to wear any jewelry. So my mom took them out, and I remember like waiting backstage to dance and bawling. And
little tiny studs. They wouldn't let you have little tiny studs in your ears.
No,
and you had a real strict teacher.
This Russian, I learned a ton, but she was very strict, like Russian ballerina. That
hey.
Iron Fist man. So I was bawling, and I remember this very clearly. My mom somebody went out and got my mom, and she like brought me down the steps like behind the stage, and she was like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I don't have my earrings in, and they told me that I had to have them in or they would grow shut." And she was like, "Oh, honey, they're not going to grow shut just in the time."
No, did they?
No, they didn't. But my mom was nice to me, so it really clocked on my radar because she was like really understanding in a way that she.
So what this became is a moment in time put into a vault.
It's the fish hook right there. I was like, no, she's nice, right?
Yeah, she's about to do the Terry two-step. She's like up. She landed it.
Hold on, let me bash every mother figure in my life. I'll get to you too, Terry.
Yeah, she landed. She stuck the landing. She did. Yeah. She just ended it there.
But I remember like her holding me, because you could do this back then, like holding me in the car on the car ride home, because I did my dance, and then I was like, I got to get out of here and put these
my
back
dang
in,
earrings back.
Plus, it ran like 2 hours late, so it was probably like 10 o'clock at night.
I feel like when you got your ears pierced. In my brain, first of all, I imagine you as a little girl as Delilah. That's how I see you in my head. And I feel like you were like in a castle, and the 2 doors open, and it's like, because like every pair of earrings and accessory was made available to you.
My grandmother was like huge into jewelry. And
of course.
That's my other wonderful memory of getting my ears pierced was So I got them double pierced and triple pierced. And then she's cool. She was so cool. And it was sort of like she would take me whenever she was going to go get hers done, because she was it would be like all diamonds. Like, I know it sounds like she's like a Sturgis kind of grandma, which is cool in its own right, but that was not her. She was like just a very girly lady. And then she even took
She just wanted to sparkle.
We got 2 more, and then 1 up here. I had 2 up here.
I'm a little squeamish, so I'm not big
I have
on
nothing. I just have the one.
I'm not big. Well, this is weird, and I'm sure somebody will have something to say. But excuse me as I burp through that. I got my first piercing, first ears pierced when I was 8. My mom made me save the money myself. It was $11.
Ooh.
Went to Claire's.
That would have taken me till I was 25.
Got them done. Wore my studs for 6 months, I think. And then I got one pair of earrings, and they were little tiny yellow telephones. They were just little tiny weird.
Was it like the side? It was like the receiver to the side?
It was like the receiver was on the phone. I don't know why I picked these out.
Cute. That's
but
adorable.
I wore them all the time.
Yeah.
And so, but here's where you and I are very different. I was like, I've got the earrings in. I don't need another pair. I've got these. I like it. Why do I need to change them? And my mom was like, that's the fun part is you can change your earrings. I was like, yellow telephones go with everything.
Keep it
Terry.
simple. Keep it simple.
And then I would go in because by the way, I would just like everyone to imagine what my haircut looked like. This is when I look like a realtor. I'd perm on the top, tight on the back. I look like a mini Terry Hensley. I'm going to sell you a 3-2.
I always answer the phone.
Yeah, I always answer the phone.
Direct all of your real estate
It's weird you want to
questions
call
to
me because I've got phone in my ears. And I
looks great on the side of a bus, you guys.
Absolutely. But the earrings I chose to wear that I first wore was on school picture day. I went in and picked out a pair of my mom's earrings, and they were giant shells from like the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Like the gold ones that go all the way to your head.
Yeah.
You remember when your mom used to take their hair from their, like over their ear, and they would like splay it out on their head? Like it would like have a wisp.
Yeah.
Very designing women.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what goes with a football jersey is these giant shell earrings. And I put those in, and I was like, this looks literally I don't even know the word fierce, and I'm going to use it when I describe myself. So I went from wearing the tiniest micro earrings to the like literally looked like I was wearing an actual shell. Like
I can't believe you wore those because you don't like stuff touching your
I don't.
anything. Yeah.
Still to this day, I only wear. I remember when we just got new pictures taken. Jen was like, "Ooh, these gold chains are really in right now," and I put them in. I was like, "You expect me to take a photograph when I can hear my earring move?"
Yeah. I actually had them in earlier today.
Can't.
But I was like, those are too dressy. And if I say something's too dressy, it's like.
Well, you're wearing beautiful gold hoops right now, and I'm wearing the studs that your brother got me.
I know.
From when we hit 1 million followers on Facebook, he bought us Tiffany's earrings
He's
the nicest. And they're
Addison
pink.
Too,
Yep,
yeah.
Addison did too. Pink little sapphires.
Pink.
And I did that ugly cry because I've never
We
opened.
cried so hard, you guys.
I've never opened a little pink box from Tiffany's, which was so special.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I got my ears double pierced. That was the hard one. I had to talk my parents. My mother was, so I got my first ones done. I had to save up $11. Second one, I got done. By the way, this is shocking that she even went for it. When I was like 12, that's young to get a second piercing. And we were at the mall. I was with my friend Delilah.
Younger.
She went first.
My grandma convinced my mom.
Well, grandma's convincing a mom is way different.
Yeah.
Me working up with Terry was no
No.
easy issue.
She was like, you're going to get your ears double pierced. And you're going to wear an ankle
tattoo.
bracelet and just start whoring.
Yeah, this is gonna fill in all the blanks.
Because my mom told me girls who wear ankle
Too
bracelets are sluts. And I was like,
Good cripes. I remember my parents, I saw somebody with a rat tail, and I was like, I need one of those.
I had one too. I did, yes.
Ew, I thought that was I knew that was a girl that was feisty. I knew looking at her. She wore a rat's tail on the side. She walked through the gym during a volleyball game, and it was a rat's tail on the side, and it was braided. As though to say, I've got enough hair to say, fuck you. And I was like, I need one of those. So when I got my hair cut, I had a little tiny bit of hair to do it.
Yeah.
And I told the hair cutter that my parents said it was fine. Not fine. Couldn't have got it cut off faster. It was literally the fastest.
I did have one, but it wasn't long like that. You couldn't put beads in it or anything. And it didn't last for that long. It was just like a little whoop.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not with Terry and Dewey. And you know what? That's fine. Now I understand. Like I'm sort of oddly a little, anyway. So the reason we bring up ear piercing and the reason I might have somewhat of a tone is that, we took Eleanor to get her ears pierced on over the weekend.
Yeah.
And this has been something she's been asking to do for a very long time since her last birthday. I kind of was like playing with what age I felt like it was okay, not for any other reason than I was just gauging my own gut instinct as a parent. No judgment, no thoughts, just thinking like, what age was I? That'll be good enough.
Yeah.
So I'd said, you know what? She's 8. That's how old I was. I was almost 9. That's great. Where'd you go? We went to Claire's. What earrings did you pick out? I had little tiny green teal sapphires for my studs. She, without even me saying anything, picked out the same earrings. I was having like this moment. We were at the mall. It felt so good. And what I used to know growing up in Nebraska of being like, you went to the mall. It was like a deal. It was like a big deal.
Yeah.
So we got, my husband was with us. Finn was with us. We went to the mall. We made a big deal of it. I called Claire's, went over some of their things, and then just said, can there be 2 people do it at the same time? And that's what I really liked about it, is that you could get both at the same time.
Yeah.
We went in. She sat in the chair. She was dead quiet, just waiting. And it was like I was transported in time back to when I was sitting in that chair, and all of a sudden the room goes quiet, and you're just left with yourself like, how much does this mean to me? It's fight or flight. Am I going to sit in this chair? Am I going to go? Because either way, I'm supported.
Yeah.
But she was so brave. The girls were great. They measured her ears. They put it in. We were good to go. And this girl was beaming. The second she got home, she wanted to call all of her friends. She wanted to tell everybody. Delilah gets to see him today. It's all she could do was run up and tell Jen, look at my ears.
I couldn't believe I talked to her about her pants and everything else under the sun before I even got to the earrings, like a big dope. But I've seen her. I saw the picture.
You saw the picture.
I kind of forgot that I haven't talked directly to her about it.
I know.
And she was just like, at one point, her ear was on my face.
She was like pushing her ear into Jen's.
Him.
Jen, do you notice anything?
Oh my God. And they're so cute. They
They're
match
so
your
cute.
eyes. It's just beautiful.
And here's where it gets fun. So, because of what we do, we often put ourselves out there, and we're like, I thought this was a really neat moment.
Yeah. That's not putting yourself out there, BT dubs. I mean, you've put yourself out there in
literally,
big ways before.
Yeah, I showed my frickin' fupa trying on jeans.
But this moment was just like, here's a wonderful time I had.
And that's why I'm going to talk about it, because I'm still sore. I'm still a little bit sore, so.
Yeah, that's okay. I stand by it.
Thank you. I super appreciate that. But I posted the picture and I put the caption up there simply to say, when you get your ears pierced as a girl, it's like a rite of passage. It's something we really love. And whether it doesn't even matter if you're a boy getting your ears pierced, God love you. If it's something you wanted to do and it makes you feel cool, it's a rite of passage. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I posted it.
Yeah.
And instead of people, let me just say, most women were so supportive and excited. And they were like, oh my gosh, what a big girl she is. This is so cool. I remember when I got mine done. But there was a few. And boy, when I tell you, they came at me because I went to Claire's and I didn't go to a piercing parlor, which is evidently a thing, that I went to Claire's and they used the guns. Now, here's what I'll tell you. I did a little research after the fact, and the guns are kind of gross. I will say, bravo to you. I Googled after the fact.
Wait, why? Why?
I don't know, because maybe they can't clean them as well, or maybe there's who knows? It's just, they're up for strong debate from what I found out. But I think the thing that made me the saddest was that there were women who chose to come at me hard and judge me as a mother in a moment that felt like, boy, you're really splitting hairs here. If you are that concerned, send me a private message. But to put it on a public platform with attitude and sort of a tone that quite honestly infuriates me. I read them all. Do you know how hard it is not to fire back? Because that's not who I am as a human. I want to support women. And I took my daughter to get her ears pierced, and you laid me across coals and said I was causing blunt force trauma.
That's crazy.
That it was unsanitary, that I made a poor choice as a mother.
So it's so upsetting on so many levels. And it's happened in some way or another to both of us. doing this. And
Yes.
the part about it that fucking sucks is, if I may speak French, is that you can't ask us to be honest with you and tell you what's going on in our life and love some of it and then destroy us for some of it.
Yeah.
Like-
If that isn't a parallel for like how we should be living as humans, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Because we're all, first of all, we need to get the fuck out of our house. So come to our tour. Here's the thing. Whatever you do is cool with me. If you take your daughter to a piercing parlor, that sounds awesome. If you go to Claire's, good on ya.
There's a boy from India in my son's class that has his ears pierced.
It's
and
awesome.
It's awesome, and it's a cultural thing. And guess what? My son wants his ears pierced. And, like, we're not going to do it now.
Right, you're going to wait till he's really into Rick Astley.
Yeah, once he gets into The Cure, I feel like
Then we're down that
then
road.
I'm totally fine with that.
And I'll take my son to Claire's and he'll get his ears pierced there.
That's probably where I'm going to go, you guys. Unless they're, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
It's
I'm
not
not
even
saying
a debate of whether it's right or wrong.
that's
It's
not
that-
what we're talking about. It's mom shaming.
It's like you didn't leave your kids home by themselves over the weekend so that you could go to Vegas.
No.
That
And-
I would say that was kind of a shitty move, Kristin.
Yes, and I would expect that kind of. I would expect that.
Yeah.
I think I was surprised and disappointed by some of the feedback. Now, again,
Yeah.
I'm focusing on a different group of people than the majority of the lovely people that we always celebrate and brag about.
We brag all the time.
About the people that listen and follow us. And by the way, so many that defended me and were cool.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, don't think for a second, just because you sling a shitty comment, that people on the other end don't read them. They do.
Yeah.
And what you say matters. It's being unkind for no reason.
Yeah.
My daughter is more than fine. You know what she ended up with? Extra confidence after getting her freaking ears pierced. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize to anybody for going to Claire's. And I appreciate, no, I don't actually, but I will now be a little bit more reticent about what I post.
Yeah.
It just sucks. I'm on a tear. I'm probably going to cut most of this out because I don't want to sound like I'm a big complainer, but it hurt my feelings.
I think it's fair to say, and I think it's fair for people to hear too, is that we are just like every single other person on social media. There's a real person behind that reads those comments, and guess what? Nothing hurts as bad as somebody questioning your parenting.
Your parenting.
And kind of when we started doing I Mom So Hard was we were so fatigued by feeling like we weren't doing a good job from social media, from other moms kind of in the world, that we weren't like competing. We were like, maybe there's other moms that like feel the same way that we do, that we're just like losing this race even though we're trying our hardest. And we've always had this audience that has been awesome, that there was like a Harvard study done on the engagement on our page because of all this like
women supporting women,
truly supporting. So when we do get these comments that are just meant to be mean, and we all know the difference. We
all know the
difference between, and there are sometimes women will say something a little flip or shitty, and then another woman like kind of says like, "What's up? You having a bad day?" You know?
Yeah.
And that she's like, "You know what? I really am sorry about that."
I appreciate that. We brag about that all the time.
Yeah.
And there's been times, I will say, that I've been caught, like, I've been like, oh yeah, that person really put into perspective for me that the life I'm living is not the life that everybody else is living. Here's a perfect example, and I thought this was handled so beautifully. And again, it was another reason why I was so proud of what we do, and I still am. That doesn't go away. I'm just saying these are real moments in real time when you feel like a little bit beaten up. But I remember we did a Christmas video. We did a song. We do it every year. We do a Christmas song. And one woman was like, I love this song so much. You know, I don't celebrate Christmas because I'm Jewish, but I really love the song. And I thought to myself, well, Kristin, you knucklehead, of course. Like, not everybody's Christian. Not everybody celebrates Christmas. And the comments underneath this woman's post were so positive. They were like, okay, so you do Hanukkah, right? Like, what does that look like? What do you cook? What do you, and this wonderful, like, warm, open conversation happened between women that felt like There we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. These two people that are very different, this mom in Iowa and this Jewish woman in Connecticut, are having a conversation about how much they cook for the holidays.
Yeah, because it wasn't her saying, Kristen, not
yeah,
everybody.
How dare you?
Yeah, not everybody is Christian. Some people are Jewish.
Right.
You know? Like,
And
she didn't say that.
Not at all. And so what I'm saying is, when people say things to me, I listen. When people say things to you, you listen. We also sometimes operate on the, I don't care. Like, comedy is taking your toe to the line and going, you know what? I know some of you are not going to like that I'm using the F word or that I'm flipping off a camera as I'm in this dressing room. But you're going to feel what I feel, which is when I feel things, there's F words involved. Yeah. And as I slide on these stupid pants that won't fit over my hips, and we've been trying so hard to get fit, to get in shape, to lose a little bit of weight, which is not the goal, but it's the, it makes you feel better when you step on the scale and it's lighter in number. And I get in there and these jeans don't fit. I'm like, this is bullshit. And in defense of women, I took a picture with my fupa out saying, this is bullshit. So remember when we do things like that, and don't come at me for fucking getting my kids' ears pierced at Claire's.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Because look, we're humble people too, I would say.
Jen is.
Like, no.
I don't know if humble is the right word to describe me, but I'm certainly not a bragger.
No, I 1000% believe you have such humility. You never think you're 100% right.
Never.
Like, if somebody comes to you with a good point, you evaluate it very earnestly.
Every time.
And like,
that is true. I will say that about myself.
There was a time where I posted something that was like one of these really crappy apocalyptic news cycle days where something really bad had happened. So while that's happening, I'm still homeschooling my daughter, like remote learning with her, and she passed her rainbow words test. Aww. And I was super excited. I'd been like such a wreck the whole day, partly because of the news. I was very like affected by whatever
we all
it was that particular day.
And by the way, just this little thing called a pandemic on top of it all.
On top of it all. And then while I'm like, I realized like a flake. I looked in the mirror when I went to the bathroom. I was wearing 2 kimonos. So I just snapped a picture of it and I posted it. And like the first 10 comments, like I didn't look at it right away.
Yeah.
Were like, oh, Jen, did you see the news? Or like, I don't like this.
This is tone deaf.
And it was. And I just forgot. I just was so excited that she passed her like,
I know,
green words or whatever, that for like a minute, and I'm laughing at myself, looking in the mirror. Who wears 2 kimonos besides me? By the way, you guys,
she owns like 40. You guys, there's so many. So in her stupid, closet.
And a really floral shirt at the time too. So it was really ridiculous. And I did. I took it down. Everybody was right. Like I didn't. But
we go like that. We go.
Yeah.
You might be right here.
Yeah.
Like okay.
We're doing all of this to like connect people and to get them to laugh.
Also, we're still growing and learning. We're still growing and learning.
So is everybody, by the way.
So is everybody. So here's the thing. After 2 years of marriage counseling, one half of it on Zoom, my therapist, who is covered by insurance, so who knows how good he is, always says to give each other grace. And that's something that you have to learn how to do. And unfortunately, with social media and the nature of the way things are right now, where we're all a little pent up, that's why it's been so fun, like getting to start thinking about the 3rd tour and writing it, because it's like been like, this is fun. I'm remembering what it's like to be in a room with all these women and like 3 husbands, and it'd be so fun. But we have to remember that like we're all in a state of sort of like shifting, and we've got broken parts. We've been
through a trauma,
and everybody's different. Like everybody's got different levels of what that feels like. But just know, nobody's coming out of this like, I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice last year was different. I don't know if
my mom did, honestly, because she loves to stay home and sew. So
yeah, I think. Oh man, I was gonna make a joke. I can't there because I know she's listening.
My mom?
No, your mom is definitely not listening.
No, she's not
My mom
listening
is
at all.
definitely not listening
My
because
mom's
she's
not
busy being
listening.
social.
My mom's not listening when I'm on the phone to her, so there's no way
Yeah.
that she is.
My mom likes to, I've always said every time I call, my mom likes to play the spoons just to be as loud as she humanly can.
doing the dishwasher. But
So-
I learned some. Can I say what
Yes,
I learned
please,
from,
yes, please.
from your marriage counselor that I thought was really smart?
She goes with us, you guys.
I don't, but she shared this with me, and I have employed it in our home, which is don't ever yell to someone from the other room.
Right.
And we do it all the time, and it always ends miserably because somebody doesn't hear you. And so you say their name louder and more aggressively, and
You're already mad at that
you're
point.
already mad, and they fire back mad at you. And it's disrespectful. If you need to talk to somebody, go to them. Now, that's
Not always, but
that being
we're all
said,
trying.
That being said, though, I will yell at my kids to come in to clean up their mess or something like that. But otherwise, like if I need to talk to my husband, I do. I go into the room he's in rather than just yelling his name so it doesn't turn into a real stupid fight.
Yeah.
And I feel like posting a comment on social media is like yelling from the other room.
It's such a good
because
parallel.
They're not going to hear it the right way.
You're not going to hear it the right way.
And if you have a legitimate concern, which people have messaged us and asked Kristin if she had polycystic ovarian disease
because of my goatee.
her goatee. Like they messaged her.
And I looked into it.
She
And
looked-
I
it's
obviously
nice.
looked into.
It's respectful. You go into
Yes.
the room and you say their name and you address them respectfully.
I think at the end of the day, it's easier. You know, we always listen to the negative comments. Like people can say, "Oh my gosh, you look so
Yeah.
pretty." One person's like,
You wear too many rainbows.
"Yeah."
Quote.
Then or like,
Wearing one right now, you son
Yeah,
of a bitch.
and she looks great, and she's also pinned it so her
Vintage
boobies don't
80s.
show.
Sure.
That's a real Kristin move. That's a real Kristin move.
It's
Except,
straight up the biggest safety pin ever.
but that is how I had one where the shirt was open and the safety pin was. It looked like a fashion choice from like literally Back to the Cure.
I almost sewed it. I don't know what to do, but
Here's the thing. I had to do some self-reflection because I didn't want to be reactive in social media because that's not who I am. So I sat on the edge of the bed and I was sort of breathing through it. And I was like, do not let this affect this beautiful day or this moment. But what are you taking away from this right now? And my takeaway from it is I will be even more conscious of who I am as a person who, if I comment, to be more kind. I will say more kind things than rude things. I'm not somebody that leaves comments if I think anything rude because I'm just not that person. But now I will make more of a point to say nice things because
Yeah.
I think kindness pushes forward and I need to focus on that. And to all of the ladies who were so nice about the piercing and supportive and lovely, Eleanor feels like $1,000,000. Thank you for sharing in that day with me and our family. It was really special. And she's got a new pair of earrings coming her way. I'm going to show them to Jen.
oh my gosh, I'm so
Ready? I
excited.
bought
I'm
her
going to
these
freak out. I'm
today.
going to freak out.
And these are going to be her
gosh,
on the
she's
first day of when she can change them out.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. They're little Minnie Mouses. They're like
Little red.
little diamonds and little red bows. They're so cute, Kristin. They're adorable.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on.
So I have a hot flash.
Ooh, let's do it.
Hot flash, hot flash. Hot flash. Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jim Stewart, as he used to go by when he was super young and hot.
Jimmy?
He went by Jim Stewart. And
He
then
did?
then it was he got older and went by Jimmy.
But wait, is he from the Ringing of the Bell?
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Or no? Or is it the
It's
other
a Wonderful
one?
Life.
It's a Wonderful
Yes.
Life.
He's from so many things. And
Jimmy.
this today reminded me of the life-changing, and I just looked, this is really pretty crazy. Kristin has this Butterfield 8 poster, and there's the name Lawrence Harvey on there, and I just looked over, and I'm going to type out the movie and the Pulitzer Prize-winning play Harvey, which I watched when I was like 16 years old, and it literally changed my life.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, you have to watch it.
Not
Okay,
until you see Titanic, but go ahead.
we'll have a movie night.
You've been saying that for 15 years.
I know what happens in Titanic. You don't know what happens in Harvey,
have
but
no
I'll tell
idea.
you one thing. Okay, so he's the nicest, friendliest person. He gives his time and attention to anybody who wants it to like a fault. Like he can't keep up with everybody. And like he invites homeless people over for dinner. Like he's this independently wealthy man. And everybody thinks he's crazy because he's like so nice. And there's this part of the movie that I love, again, Pulitzer Prize winning play, where they say, what makes a man like you? And he said, for years, I fucked it up. You
No,
guys.
say it. Got
Okay.
it. You're quoting something. I would literally just make it up as I go and say it was quoted.
Okay, so they say, like, what makes you the way that you are? Like the psychiatrist asks him, and he said, my mother always told me in this life, you must either be oh so smart or oh so pleasant. For years I was smart. May I recommend pleasant?
Oh, I love that.
I did too.
I love that. Yeah, because you're going to want to have Pleasant over at a barbecue.
Absolutely.
You're going to want to have, like, go out and have drinks with Pleasant at a barbecue. You were going to tell him, like, that you, like,
I know more than you do.
accidentally
or-
shoplifted and you don't want
Yeah.
any judgment. You know, you just, like...
No. You don't always want the opinions. What everybody wants is like warmness and a warm smile. And that's what it taught me at the time was like, I remember walking down the halls of high school and like a lot of people didn't smile and a lot of people didn't make eye contact because they were really in their heads.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want people to smile. I'm going to smile at them and
Yeah.
say hi so they smile back.
That's nice.
And I still feel like that. That's why I hate masks right now.
You what?
I hate
know.
masks right now.
But you
'Cause
have...
my eyes are bitchy. But
No, they're not. I know. You always say that, but they're not. And you have such a nice... If it's one person I know I can go to and say how I feel about something and feel like I'm just supported and never judged, it's you. And I hope you feel the same way back. Only at
I
times
do.
do
I'm
I
just
worry
scared
about
you're
your
going to go
financial
kill
spending.
somebody. Oh,
Yeah,
my spending is bad. That's a whole
No,
other thing.
I don't say it's bad. I'm just like, hey, have you put any in your savings? And then Jen eye rolls, and then I'm like, well, let's go over your financials real quick. And then
Yeah.
we're back on track.
Yeah.
But that's just...
I'm not going to tell her that somebody said something mean because she'll go find them and
Yeah.
she will kill them.
Yeah. I've been known to, hey, man, I'm the girl you want on your side. And I'm not a vindictive person.
Cheers to you.
But
That's right.
God love you, and friendship and supporting each other.
Yeah.
Love you, girl.
Love you too.
I
Be
think,
nice to each other, ladies.
Yeah, I think the hot flash is
Jimmy Stewart, it's over.
Jimmy
But
Stewart.
honestly,
and
look at some old Jimmy Stewart movies. He
God
was
bless
hot,
him.
you guys.
So hot.
Yeah.
And I think the mom box, we're just going to say very quickly, because I want to make this about you, ladies who make nice comments and say nice things, is you lift me up and
Yep.
we love you and we see you, and all the good you do
Yeah.
matters to us.
It matters, and all those emojis that you put on graduation and prom pictures and like retirement photos, it matters.
Yeah. And also when you say stuff in a cool way, like if you just have like the cool way of saying stuff in a funny, witty way, I'm like, God, she can write.
Yeah, when you say something and it's not super cunty. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.